Hello, I'm Shawn from the band Child Bite.
Hey guys, I'm Shawn from the band Child Bite. Oh, hey man.
What's up? What's up, camera? You know,
Yeah.
we
Experimental,
yeah, like,
avant-grade.
Yeah, avant-grade music.
I mean, yeah.
We
Avant-grade.
Yeah, I mean, so we try to, I think, to a certain extent, and not, with some self-awareness, try to mix in elements that or think a little bit outside of the box.
And that's basically what.
That's what I was trying to say.
That's what he was saying.
You're doing a fine job. We're all counting on you.
Hey,
There you go.
thanks.
It's Bobby.
Bob.
We need Bobby. Bobby never needed us, but we need Bobby.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
We've gotten that.
Fuck
before.
yes. Australia. Oh yeah, man. It's awesome.
Great, yeah,
Australian AMREP band. There's not too many of those.
Lubricated Goat. Yeah, they're great.
But the difference between those two is I grew up on Dead Kennedys, and so with a surf guitar kind of shit and some of the vocal type of delivery is totally, from growing up and learning from those fucking great albums. Whereas Lubricated Goat falls into a different category of bands that we sound like that we've never heard before.
Yeah.
And so we were late to Lubricated Goat. Oh, just swing it wide open, man. Just go crazy. Yeah, so yeah, Lubricated Goat's one of those ones where somebody I checked it out. I heard about them somehow, and it was like, this sounds like our biggest influence. But I'm just hearing it now, 9 years into the band. Basically, our influences are all 80s and 90s. It's 80s hardcore and 90s alternative and whatever.
Noise rock.
And that kind of shit. So.
Yes.
Yeah, a couple years ago, yeah.
We got to third base with house.
We got to third base?
Yeah.
I wonder when we're going to have babies.
It's gonna
Housecore, through a mutual, not to be disclosed name of person friend, but a close friend of mine and a close friend of Phil's, was the bridge, the one that made it happen. And it started by me doing art for them, because I do all our art shit. And so I started doing art for some of Phil's stuff. Did an Arson Anthem tour poster, did the War of the Gargantuas cover, just random projects here and there. And then us being the creative jerks that we are, we're on tour years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago at this point, and we see some kid with a anal cunt patch. I don't know if we're allowed to say anal cunt on the station or page or blog. We saw that and we were like, oh, we should do something funny. We could make it a CB and it would be cunt buttholes. And we could put that on our Facebook page, or then we could make a sticker of it. Oh, or we could get more involved and we could learn some songs. And so the joke kept going basically to the furthest extent where we're all right, we're going to learn some of these songs and we're going to think of a good guest vocalist for the project.
Because you were still playing guitar at the time.
I was. So then I was like, well, I'll just focus on guitar, which I do on this thing that we did. And we were just brainstorming, buddies of ours that might sound good on it, doing vocals, can make it a special side project as opposed to just straight up us doing it. And then my brain goes back to 1996 when Anal Cunt's 40 More Reasons to Hate Us came out, as well as Pantera's The Great Southern Trendkill, and both of them in the credits had credited the vocalist from each band as doing backing vocals. So I was like, oh, they must have been buddies, and I would assume he would be the best guy for that. And they both actually kind of had a somewhat similar scream, and I was like, that would be Shoot for the Stars' best possible candidate for the project, and so but I was like, I don't want to just pitch and like be some unknown band, be like, hey, do you want to, hey, huge fucking influential heavy metal icon, do you want to sing with our totally unknown bullshit band that you've never fucking heard of? I was like, we got to record it, learn the shit, record it, make it sound fucking great. So that's what we did. Did 5 minutes of those songs and sent them over. And 6 months later, we're opening for Down in Pontiac, Michigan. And Phil's like, yeah, I heard the Anal Cunt songs. I'll do it. So then that was the beginning of a Child Bite being part of a housecore.
We played the long game, and it worked, and it was awesome. You know. They were all on Morbid Florist.
They were all on the album Morbid Florist. That was my favorite, and luckily it turned out to be his favorite as well, so that was cool. And really just mainly picked the ones based on length because we wanted to fit 5 songs within 5 minutes on this record. So we're like, oh, let's mainly we did 4 short ones on side A, which adds up to like 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And then on side B, we did a long one, which we actually didn't even finish. We just kept going on one part, and then the record actually gets into a lock groove and loops forever and ever until you take the needle off or whatever the power company turns off your energy in your house or something. Yeah. And so, yeah, at the end of that record, if your turntable will actually even play it because it's so close to the middle, some auto returns go straight out and just don't even play it, which I feel is in the spirit of Anal Cunt.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Like, here's a product that you just spent $10 on. It won't work.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you get to the end of that last song, it's basically just like us droning on and Phil like,
Don't give it away, man.
This is exclusive content for the people that are fucking checking it out, front row, man. Dude, totally. Now because of that, now a bunch of people aren't going to buy the record.
Right. They were.
I've heard it.
It was in their cart. They were going to press checkout.
Yeah.
No. Man,
let's go back and forth on this.
Let's do the rest, the No Rest Till Ruin. The No
time.
Rest Till Ruin crowd. We got The Armed and Nice Hooves and Old Gods. They're all a slutty mixture of the same people, but in different projects that are different from each other, and they're all super, super good.
Yeah. There's another band out there that we actually just played their record release show called Against the Grain that are really awesome, classic speed rock kind of shit, kind of Motorhead with almost a tinge of Slayer in there. It's pretty awesome stuff, and they, just like us, have been hitting the road hard for years, and it's starting to pay off for them, and they're one to keep your eyes on.
Yeah, I really like another band called Ritual Howls, which is sort of like it's like it's like a modern take on like sort of the goth new wave from like the 80s. So it's like Nick Cave and like, sort of, what are they, death rock kind of stuff, but like with electronic drums, and they're super awesome. Really, really great.
Another slutty combo we should bring up is our practice space roommates. There's 3 bands that all consist of mostly the same dudes. Gut Rot, Shit Life, and Nightkin are the 3 bands. And for those that are into insanely fast and precise as fuck drums, check that band out. Pretty fucking awesome.
Extreme
Plus,
shit.
Very extreme shit. Plus, he has a fucking saw blade as a cymbal. You can't go wrong there.
We admire it every time we practice. We look at it with love and longing.
Yeah. Those are some really good ones. Yeah, those ones I'd check out. We should also mention a really awesome band called Golden Torso.
Yes.
They're fucking excellent. For the most part, bigger boys with like these nice shaped bodies that they reveal once they get on stage, and dudes from all sorts of rad old bands that are getting together. And
they don't really get out of Detroit much, but they're super
no, but
awesome.
you can look them up. That's one to not push the add to cart button on.
Yeah, not that's a hot double negative you just said there, man.
Yeah, man. And
no, yeah, right there. They won't catch you.
Skip rope.
Thanks, man.
Skip Mike Cable.
It's audio.
And then two classic bands that people. I'm sorry, I'm taking multiple turns.
No, you're good.
Two classic bands. The Meatmen and Negative Approach are still out there.
Yeah, they're
still
out
hitting
there.
it hard, and
They're-
it's you get and all of them they sound better than ever, and it's fucking really rad. Actually, we're gonna be playing the Housecore Horror Fest with Negative Approach, and maybe some other shows. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This fall. Oh, my elbow,
You know,
I would venture to say, not totally, but without a Tesco V, you quite possibly wouldn't have Dave Brocky, or at least exactly like as far as like early on, like the fucking dick and fart and crazy and all the fucking extra like the props and all that shit. That was like, you know, obviously dated pre Guar, and without a John Brannon, I don't know if Phil Anselmo would be the same guy without that fucking iconic voice,
Right.
kind of like leading the path and being like, that's where I got to go, you know. He'd probably agree. So yeah, fuck it.
We were so happy that they reached out to us. We'd played a couple shows with them last year, got a little friendly, you know, and then kept in touch. And then when they were planning this like super epic U.S. tour and Canadian tour for their new record, and they reached out to us, and they were basically like, "What do you guys want to do?" And we were like, "Oh my god." Yeah, so we worked it out, and we decided we could do like this 4-week chunk of it, and I just feel like it's a real honor, and I think it's a good pairing of bands, and it's going to be exciting. I think
We were just talking
looking
about
forward to that.
how this whole summer has been kind of a rad spread of the types of bands that we would play with, like
Right.
Coliseum doing what they do, kind of somewhat-y, gothy rock. How else would you describe them? I don't know. But Coliseum, yeah, awesome. Coliseum in the awesome genre on your iTunes, and to Ken Mode, and then sandwiched in between doing Super Joint and doing Down is like kind of, and these are like, this is the most solid, awesome like touring that we've ever done, because usually we've done a lot of touring. It's usually just us like, oh, I guess it's time to go out on the road again and book a bunch of basement shows and play to 5 people, and that's the bulk of our history. And so this is the first time we've consecutively been doing like rad tour after rad tour, and we never want to headline a show ever again. This is awesome.
Well, I'm really into the responsibility being on someone else's shoulders.
I mean, I don't know.
It's
Would
working out for us.
wouldn't
quite
you rather play to
well.
like 500 or 1,000 people
Yeah.
than to 5?
Yes.
Exactly. We're the fucking fluffers, you know.
Yeah.
It's easy job, no pressure.
We
It's
just
already
did it.
all recorded.
Yeah, we went down to Phil's studio, Nodferatu's lair, in April, May.
Yeah.
April, May.
Yeah, basically mostly May, but yeah,
Mostly
a little bit
May.
of April.
And and we recorded a full length. We recorded 13 songs. We're probably gonna put somewhere 10 or 11 on the record, and hopefully we'll have it out. At this point, we haven't got a finished mix yet, so I'm hoping.
We don't want
Hopefully,
to,
but realistically, somewhere between just January and February, maybe. Just because we also don't want to rush the production of it, but also with vinyl production being backed up the way it is now, you have to get, if you want it done within 6 weeks, like you know what I mean, whatever. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
So
probably 6 months.
right, 6
Fuck.
months, basically. You know.
Probably.
So, and we want like a fair amount of press, and we want to try to do it as right as
Right.
possible.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
definitely,
so.
definitely.
I mean, I would life-changing in the sense that for the first time ever in the history of me playing music, whilst on tour, we took band money and paid ourselves some money.
Right.
That, I mean, literally, I've been playing music for 20 years, and that's the first time we were ever on tour, and we didn't like put up our own money. Like at the end of the week, we like, oh, I guess we have this much money, and we split it. And I was like, that's fucking nuts. That has never happened to me before. I'm 35, and I've never done that before. So that was kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that money was spent, and it's gone, and it's a very small amount, but it was better than nothing, which is what we've been doing up until this point. So, and really, we couldn't afford to do this awesome touring, all this cool stuff, if we weren't giving a little something back, you know.
Or we have to move in with mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which nobody wants to move back in with mom.
Yeah.
I mean, some people do, but
I mean, I like my mom.
I like my mom too. Sorry, Mom.
But her bunk beds they suck. You know? She always
Mom-
wants the top, and I want the top bunk bed.
Right.
It's like,
Mom has the worst bunk beds.
she's got the worst bunk beds.
She's not a carpenter.
No.
Makes good cookies.
Yep.
Couple more.
Yeah.
So of that 10 years, I mean, you've kind of gotten into.
Yeah, frame it up.
I'm not trying to like affect your cinematography at all. I'm just doing. Just put it back down so where it's cutting off right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I don't know really how to do any of this, so we're really just sort of making it up. I mean, obviously, it took 20 years for me to pay myself playing music, so I don't necessarily know if I know what the right decisions would be. I feel good about
Yeah.
what we're doing now, you know.
No, I mean, it's really all about doing a really good job at whatever you do, being persistent at it as hell, and also getting really lucky,
Yeah.
which you have no control over.
Yeah.
So we focused on the first two, and the third one
Yeah, it was always like
happened to happen, and
90% of it is good luck and timing. But
Right.
if you work really hard and you try to do things right, if good luck and timing ends up striking, then you'll be ready not to drop the ball. That's
Exactly.
really all we're trying to do is like ride the wave and
Yeah.
not and let, as long as it's
Yeah,
there,
don't
not
drop the
fuck
ball.
up, you know what I
Never.
mean? Like, yeah, do not
Don't,
fuck
yeah.
up. Famous tennis shoe slogan: "Don't fuck up."
Yeah.
Don't shave.
yeah,
The first thing about beard growth is not shaving.
yeah.
And
And
that
then-
is the only rule I follow.
I think rule 2 is before you don't shave a bunch,
Yeah.
because I think that does encourage growth. That's what I've heard. I don't.
Tease it. Like you shave,
Yeah.
and then you stop. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
then it,
And then it's
the hair is
keeps going.
constantly reaching out for that shave that you're never going to get it. So it keeps
Right.
reaching and reaching.
reaching and reaching and reaching
Reaching farther to find the
length.
shave.
Yeah.